Hei! Har du sett episode 3 av Alt for Norge? Fordi du bor i dag, jeg skal snakke om vår efri i Rogaland. Hva være i en elgestasjon, og glemme ikke min spesielle norsk mat med en spesiell gjest. Og dette og mer på denne uken. Hei Norge, dette er Johnathan. Hei, jeg heter Johnathan, men noen folk sier mitt navn er J-Rich. Jeg kommer fra Houston, Texas. Velkommen til dette ukens Hei Norge, dette er Johnathan. Vlog 4. So today I'm going to be talking about our experiences in episode 3. Jeg elsker Stavanger. Beautiful city. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, you need to. Like now. So we're in home base for a few days and we're just chilling and doing what we're doing. A lot of the times on our days off we would sit around, we'd eat. Some people would work out or go to the sauna in our hotel. Some people would read or just take walks around the area. I got bored, so I decided to take the T-bane out to Vestli. We were staying on the outskirts of Oslo and we weren't allowed to actually go into the city until we filmed an episode where we were going into the city. Because apparently it's very difficult to get those reactions like the first, oh my gosh, I'm in Oslo. Which for me would have been something along the lines of, oh my gosh, I'm in Oslo. Needless to say, I followed the rules and I didn't go. I just took the train up to Vestli and back. That was fun. That's actually the week where I bought this flag. It was like the week before Sitten Mai, so I figured this is very appropriate. Anyway, we're told the next day that we're actually going to go on a bus to Gardermoen and we're going on a plane. Here's the catch. We actually didn't find out where we were going until, I don't know, 30 minutes till boarding time. Turns out we were going to Stavanger. The whole time while we're waiting, we're speculating on where we're going. Some of us really wanted to go up to Hammerfest. I really wanted to go to Trondheim. We were all pretty excited to hear we were going to Stavanger. When Alf found out we were going to Stavanger, he almost started crying in the airport. It was very touching. Alf and I may not see eye to eye on a couple things, but I know that he really, really, really loves Norway. He's a great father to his kids, a great grandfather to his grandchildren, and all in all, a really awesome dude. Han er kjempekult. Anyway, so we get on to Norwegian, which was the name of the airline that we took, and I actually really liked it. I know it's a relatively new airline, but the whole time I'm up there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want a plane in Norway! It's also got to be one of the most egalitarian airlines I've ever been on, and that was another reason why I liked it. I did not see a first class option. Pretty cool. Also, I liked how the famous figures were on the tail things. That was really cool. Anyway, we fly into Stavanger, which was the worst plane landing I've ever went on. Because it was raining and it was cloudy and wet, and like from the window it looked like we were going to crash into the ocean. Sola Airport's kind of weird. But at one point the plane starts like doing sideways turns and it goes back in the air and hops up and down and does this wiggly thing. Needless to say, Amy was quite shaken because she already hates flying. Then again, the rest of us were pretty shaken. So after that we got on a bus and went to our hotel. It was in Stavanger that we really realized that we were in a totally different world. You know, up till now, most of us had considered coming to Norway as a part of home for us. And in Stavanger, it still felt like home, but we really noticed that we were in a European country now. Especially when you consider all of the accordion people on the corners and sidewalks, narrow cobblestone streets and small shops, and it was so cool. I love Stavanger. Fun fact, Stavanger is actually sister cities with Houston because of the oil industries. The more you know. Anyway, so we go to the oil company and we get our clearance and health checks and blah blah blah, so we can go on the oil rig. We wake up the next morning and we go to the oil rig. When we got to the heliport and we put on those orange survival suits, we were kind of like, these things are huge. I mean, they're super cool because you feel like you're one of those Power Rangers or, I don't know, Transformers or something. But at the same time, it's kind of like being swallowed by a giant orange condom. True facts. I had a little bit of trouble getting into mine, and I know that I think CJ had some trouble, But we all got into ours and sat and waited to get on the helicopter. I had ridden in the helicopter once or twice before, so it wasn't a totally new experience, but I mean, I've never gone out over open ocean, and I've never gone to an oil rig. And it's cool, because I always see them like off the coast when I go to Galveston, which is our beach town. If you look off into the horizon, you can see oil rigs off our coast. My dad also works at a refinery in Baytown, so I mean, you know, the whole plants works and tubes and stuff like that. Not that it wasn't interesting or anything, it's just I've grown up around that stuff my whole life. Needless to say, I was really happy to be there and I was happy for the experience. In short, the oil rig was awesome. Surprisingly, the food was really good. I think there were some times where I overate just because the food was so freaking good there. I know it doesn't seem like it, but oil rigs tend to float a little bit. And if there's something you don't know about me, it's that I get seasick. But after that, we were waiting for the competition to get started and stuff like that. We were allowed to go into their little kind of home theater place, and we played video games. Now that's shimpiku. Now I don't get to play very many video games anymore, even though I love them. But let's just say this guy was kicking some Mortal Kombat ass. It was awesome, because I just kept doing this little kick move over and over and over and over. And the whole time Austin's cracking up laughing just because he's like, "You're kicking ass, J. Rich." And I was like, yeah. Long story short, the red team won. This is my first team competition to lose in all for Norge, and I was a little bummed, but at the same time I was really trying to remain positive and just be happy to be there. Which I was. After that we pretty much ate again and played more video games, and then we got onto the helicopter and went back to Stavanger. It was an awesome day. The morning we're getting ready to go to the oil rig, Mama Anna, hi Mama Anna, comes to my door in the hotel room and asks if I'm ready. And I said, yeah, I'm ready. And I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. She looks at me and she goes, Johnathan, are you sure you want to wear that? Of course, I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. She says, are you sure you want to wear that? You should wear some jeans. So I put on jeans. Needless to say, I think I could have worn the shorts, but you know, I guess better safe than sorry or something like that. Anyway, the next day we get on a bus and we drive out to Rennesøy. It's cloudy and muggy and rainy and what such not. This is where we found the coconut. It was actually Alf and Dana that found it, just kind of floating along and stuff like that, but they found this coconut. Dana opens it and we actually start eating it. I'm not a coconut person, and maybe it's just because I was in Norway, but it was actually pretty delicious. The scene that you guys saw was actually the day afterwards, and that was with me, CJ, and Todd. Because Alf was doing his shindig at Herigstadgård, which was a beautiful scene. This is also a time when we dubbed a portion of ourselves to be the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's my favorite show as a kid. In fact, the green one came to my 5th birthday party and helped me break a board. Makes sense now, huh, CJ? Hacha! Sorry, that's an inside joke. You guys will get it later. That I can promise you. Anyway, we find out our competition is killing and packing salmon, and I've never killed anything and I hate fishing, so it was like, okay, let's give it a shot. They kept playing that soundbite, this is something that Norwegians do, and I want to be more Norwegian, so let's do this. And I really meant it. Like, this was something that I'm assuming that Norwegians do. They go fishing, they kill the fish, they prepare the fish, and they eat the fish. And I love fish, so it's cool by me. Even though, like, I've never hunted or killed anything, so I mean, this'll be fine. But I felt really bad for Jessica because she looked like she was really, really uncomfortable with it. So the whole time I'm like, I'm sorry. I know, like, she's on the other team and she's the competition between me and my team. But still, like I've said before, these people become your family or something like that, and you don't want to see anybody go home. You don't want to see anybody upset, and you don't want to see anybody sad. Just saying, not saying. Long story short, my team won. I did have a rather funny incident which occurred, although I have to apologize to animal rights activists and the like. I'm very sorry. I was in the heat of competition, and I wouldn't normally harm an animal in any way that would cause it much pain. But anyway, at one point I kind of black out in the competition because we're busy, the knives are flying everywhere and stuff like that. And afterwards, CJ comes up to me and says, "Man, you were scary." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he says, "At one point, you didn't have one of those metal bludger things, so you just started punching the fish with your fists in the head." I was thinking, no, I didn't. But after thinking about it more, I was like, oh yeah, I did. And CJ was saying, and you did it with this cold stone medicinal face too. You were just all like... So I guess that was the first instance where the Fury came out. The Fury! The Fury will emerge later, I think. So more on the Fury later. Later on, they show us eating the lutefisk, which I was scared to try. I mean, this is something me and my friends joke about as being like a weapon of mass destruction or something like that. Who eats cod that's been rehydrated in toxic materials? Surprisingly, it was delicious. I actually could go for some lutefisk right now. I really could. This brings me to my next special segment, Norsk mat smaker godt, med min spesiel gjest from Moorhead, Minnesota, Amy Hesteness.
Hi. Hi. So I'm here today with my special friend Amy Hesteness. Welcome till Dette ukens Norsk mat smaker godt. And today we're talking about lutefisk.
Wait.
Okay, so you've had lutefisk before.
Yeah, I had lutefisk growing up in Minnesota. You eat lutefisk quite often. We have Scandinavian festivals, and I tried to brave it, every once in a while, and I just did not like it. I could not do it, and I decided that when I got to Norway, if I had to try it, I was going to.
See, it was weird because I was always under the impression that it's one of those weapons of mass destruction that like. You just go away.
It is.
But you know what? I had like 2 helpings.
Yes.
And I was like, this stuff is good. Like
I think that was just beginner's luck, and I think you were so excited about being in Norway that's the reason why it was so good. I think you need to try it again, and you'll probably vomit.
That's true. That's very true. Now, in Minnesota, do you eat it the same way that we ate it in Norway with like the mashed peas and the bacon?
We've never really had it with the mashed peas. I do hear about a lot of Scandinavian Americans eating it with the bacon. I have never personally tried it with the bacon before.
I thought that helped a lot, actually.
I do not enjoy bacon that much, but it made it a little bit more bearable.
Okay.
The thing that made it the most bearable was the aquavit.
Aquavit.
Good job.
Oh yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
I was pretty drunk. I was a little tipsy after that episode.
Aquavit is now my favorite go-to liquor, and it's great because I go to Houston liquor stores and I can get vignette, and I'm like, here's what I'm buying. I'm like, what? They extend. And I'm like, it's Aquavit, and they're like, what? So it's fantastic.
When you make it come out.
I've been trying to get rid of it for so long.
It was a lot of fun to watch everyone eat the lutefisk, but I was also trying very hard not to. I wanted that sweater, and I wanted it really bad. I wanted to be like, here's proof I have something Norwegian and I can wear it in the dead of Minnesota weather. It gets very cold in Minnesota, and I'm like, that would be terrific to have around. And I wanted that sweater, but it was a lot of fun to kind of watch everyone and to see their reactions, and I'm sure mine were just as hilarious.
See, you're lucky because, like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to wear those, like, sweaters, because it's like, oh my gosh, it's so hot in Texas. We get a day of winter. We'll see how that goes. Dette alt for nå. Jeg heter Johnathan.
Jeg heter Amy.
And this has been Norsk mat smaker godt. Velkommen.
Delicious indeed. So the next day we go and we hang out for a while, and it's a beautiful day in Stavanger. I mean, the sun's shining, there's the jazz festival going around in the streets. I think I bought like some pancakes and some strawberries and just ate those outside. It was absolutely fantastic. I loved that day. Walking around an old town, it was magical. While I was there, I ran into a bunad shop. Jeg elsker bunader. And I've always wanted to wear one, so vi skal se. Anyway, Later on, we drive out and we get to find out what they are doing. Needless to say, I'm actually pretty excited that I didn't have to do that. I can't see me doing black metal. No, I can't see me doing black metal at all. Maybe folk dance or something like that, but that's not an export for Norwegians. This brings me to my next spesiel del. Norsk musikk med min spesialgjest, Jessica Brustad.
Hi. So today we're with my special friend Jessica Brustad. Hi. And this is Norsk musikk. Today we're going to be talking about your challenge with Norwegian black metal. Tell me a little bit about that.
Norwegian black metal has a long history with me. Prior to coming on for Norge, my boyfriend is very into Norwegian black metal, very into it. He would make me watch YouTube videos of these guys, and I learned the helicopter and all those things, and it came in pretty handy for me.
I gotta say, when we were in the audience, like, I was a little scared of you guys. Like, between you, Dana, and Tara, you guys were just like, whoa! And I could not have, like, met up to that thing.
I know. I think, Nation, your theory could have come out and you would have tapped into your own black metal inside. Because it's very much an inside type of music. You have to tap into, like, the inner pain. And we were really intense. And we were just the whole time. And actually, even just doing this right now, I like it. Come on, J-Nation! Tap into it!
Okay. I remember, like, it was hilarious because, like, when we were finished with all of it, you were like, aren't you guys jealous that you didn't get to do this?
Yep.
Like, this is so much fun. And, you know, in a way, like, I don't know, without going into too much detail,
Gotta watch the rest of the show.
Yep. You know, without going into too much detail, a lot of the, you know, individual challenges were fun in a way.
I think a lot of the individual challenges were more fun than even the team challenges sometimes.
Right.
And honestly, of everything on the show, the most fun I had was the black metal competition.
Really?
I honestly would say that. I think it was the most fun that I had. And I believe what I said. Like, I was like, I would have been so pissed if my team would have won that week. Because then I wouldn't have gotten to do black metal.
That's awesome. Did you recognize Henrietta when she came? Like,
I had no idea that was Henrietta. When we walked in, I had guessed it prior. So prior to going into the challenge, I'm like, what if it's like black metal? What if it's Norwegian black metal? That's totally an export of Norway. And we walked in and I'm like, oh my gosh, so dark, there's a fog machine, there's this crazy gothic chick. And no way in my head was like, that's Henrietta dressed gothic. It was, no, that's a crazy gothic chick. It was Henrietta.
We were talking like, what do you think it is? And I was like, I think they're going to have to put on like a pageant. Like, one of them's going to have to dress up as like Timber, another one's going to have to dress up like Salmon, one's going to dress up like Oil, and they're going to do like, I'm Petroleum, and I come from Norway, and I hold the 4th largest natural gas reserve in the world.
I'm really glad that wasn't the competition for all your people, because it would be really boring. Instead, you got to see awesome black metal.
Dette alt for nå. Jeg heter Johnathan.
Oh, jeg heter Jessica. It just feels good. It just feels right.
And this has been Norsk musikk.
Sounds great. And I'm not actually into black metal, so there were a few times where I got maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but I was like, you know what? When are you ever gonna get to do this? Just let loose and have fun. I just wanna have fun. And that's what I did. So there. Anyway, by the time it was all over, we were standing there watching Henrietta give the news, and then it was between CJ and Mary Carol. Again, it's always sad to see someone go home, so when Mary Carol was announced that she was going to be leaving, we were really, really sad. She took it in such good stride. I mean, the best kind of spirit that I could ever imagine. I don't think I would have taken it that well if I were the one to have gone home then. And I know she was sad, but I also know that eventually she's gonna go back and she's gonna meet her family. She's a fantastic lady, and she is kjempekult. After Mary Carol leaves, you know, the rest of them kind of clean up and take their makeup off and stuff like that, and we get ready for the closing scene, which was Jessica getting the troll. Jessica totes deserved the troll that week. Now you're really gonna make sure that you see the following episode because that's where it gets really cool. That was honestly one of my favorite weeks in Norway. I've always wanted to experience Syttende Mai. I've always wanted to wear a bunad. You'll just have to see. Anyway, dette alt for nå. Husk til å se neste ukens episode av Alt for Norge på TV Norge søndag klokka 20. Ha en god uke. Tusen takk. Jeg heter Johnathan for Alt for Norge. God kveld. Ha det!